Hey, what is going on, guys? Mr. Brickswag back here with another video. Today we have a very exciting video, first of its kind. This is going to be really cool. So as you guys can see in front of me, I have the Sith Infiltrator from 2024. Honestly, a really great set. Absolutely fantastic. However, I will have to do the unfortunate task of taking this thing apart. I liked it way more than I expected. That's kind of the reason why I was okay with doing this in the first place, but I do need to take this apart and do my first ever alt build. So this alt build comes from Cody Bricks, I think. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I'll link his rebrickable and everything in the bio below. He also has a YouTube channel, I believe, so I'll probably link that too. Really cool mock builder and everything. So he decided that, maybe he can experiment around and turn, this set into something else. And so he decided to do that. He was able to recreate the Imperial Riot Tank from Andor. So if you guys have seen Andor, fantastic show, by the way. If you guys haven't seen it, please go ahead and see it. Stop this video. Go ahead and see it right now. It's absolutely fantastic. Both seasons, phenomenal. I love that show. It's probably one of the best Star Wars media ever released. But anyway, the Imperial Riot Tank comes from season 2 of that show. And so that's the vehicle that's used to transport Imperial Riot Troopers into the Ghorman Square, where the Ghorman massacre occurs. And so it is a very iconic vehicle in that sense. It's very cool looking, and it's nice that you're able to just buy a set and kind of repurpose it into a completely different one that LEGO probably will never release. I don't think they're ever going to release any more Andor sets. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2 if we're lucky, kind of like midi scale stuff. But as far as I can tell, in the near future, they only plan on releasing those 2 sets that we have. And so this is kind of the way to get around that, MOCs and alt builds. So this is going to be the first ever alt build I do. It's going to be a shame to tear this apart, but it's got to be done for the greater good. And I can't wait to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble this. And then I'm going to go ahead and, kind of show what it's like, what the part counts are. And then some of those parts will not be used. So I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of spares so that if I want to rebuild this set in the future, I can. But I'm probably going to keep it as the Andor Imperial Riot Tank. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I already got the instructions and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble it, show it to you guys, and then I'm going to go ahead and build it and then kind of do a full review. So stay tuned, guys. Really excited for this. Alrighty, guys. Just finished disassembling the Sith Infiltrator, and I am now prepared to go ahead and assemble the Riot Tank from Andor. This is really cool. Oh, also forgot to mention this, but I got a couple of custom minifigures. These are Imperial Riot Troopers from American Brick Store. Check them out. I'll put a link to the order link in the description. Really cool figures. I'll go ahead and review those as well as reviewing the set itself. Just wanted a couple minifigures that are appropriate to put in the set and everything. Didn't really want to use like generic stormtroopers because, this is a special scene. This is from Ghorman and everything, so got to get everything accurate. But yeah, really excited to build this, guys, and I'll tune in with you guys after I'm done. Alrighty, guys, just finished the build of the Imperial Riot Tank. Build took me about 2 hours overall, which is a little more than I expected. I think it's only a little over 400 pieces, so surprised it took me that long. I think it's because the instructions are a little bit harder than normal LEGO instructions. So if you're used to, the ease of LEGO instructions, it's going to be a lot harder. The person who made it, again, Cody Bricks, I'll shout him out soon. He kind of made a couple of instructions that were a little bit tougher. Now, there are limitations. I recognize that there are limitations when it comes to doing an alt build. You can't get exactly all the pieces you want. So some stuff was just very not well connected, a little bit of a poor fit. And there are other parts that were just a little bit harder, like different techniques than what LEGO themselves would probably be comfortable going with, just because it's a little bit harder. But either way, it was a fun build overall. I would definitely give the build process, I'd say a 6 out of 10. Again, just a little bit too hard for most builders. I am a bit of a more advanced builder, so I give a little bit of slack. But yeah, the nice part, again, is there's no stickers or anything, so that's really cool. But yeah, that's it for the build process. Pretty fun overall. Definitely recommend it. Now, taking a look at the minifigure lineup here, we have a total of 4 minifigures. So we have 3 Imperial Riot Troopers, and then 1, I guess, like captain is what you would call him. I forgot to mention this, but these are actually all custom minifigures, so they do not come with the set. Obviously, the set is, the Sith Infiltrator. So these are custom figures. I got them from American Brick Store. I'll shout them out in the description below. But yeah, it's really interesting. So when you get the package, it comes with pretty much everything you would need to construct either one of these or one of these guys, and you can kind of pick which one you want. And so I decided to make 3 of the Riot Troopers and then 1 Riot Troop Captain. So the Riot Troop, the standard Riot Troop has a black shield. He has a baton that you use to kind of beat people down. Has very, very nice printed torso. Continuously prints onto the legs as well. And there's actually side printing for all these pieces, which is really, really sick. You get full-on back printing and everything. The helmets absolutely are gorgeous. The face prints are gorgeous. Yeah, just super detailed and definitely way more detailed than anything LEGO could ever give. And then let's take a look at the other one as well, the Captain. So this guy is a little more simple. Again, it comes with this kind of stuff. So I actually have like an extra baton and extra shield now I'm not using. I also have 3 extra blasters. So I gave the Captain a blaster and one of these caps. So I actually have a bunch of spare caps as well. I gave him the normal face instead of the one with the kind of strap for the helmet. So so these are actually not double-sided again. You actually have 2 different heads within each pack, which is really interesting. Again, when you order the thing, you get 4 packs. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, again, I think it's the same print and everything for the body. It's pretty much the same type of armor. The only difference is I kind of accessorize them differently. I would say the one real flaw with the minifigures in this set, to be honest, is the quality of them when it comes to strength. So because these are custom made and not actual real LEGO parts, the tolerances of them are a little bit kind of whack. So you can kind of see here, I actually try to put like the legs on the base plate. This is also a custom base plate, so it's provided by the manufacturer, and it's not quite sticking properly, right? It just doesn't want to go down all the way, and there's a little bit of give. Also, the body is not really the best, doesn't really have the best connection to the legs, so they come off like kind of just like that very easily, which is not great, because you can see how easily that kind of just slides in and out, like with one hand. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. Same problem, with the head and stuff like that. The accessories sometimes have a hard time sticking on, so that's really the only thing, is that the plastic is of a lower quality, I believe, than the traditional LEGO one, or maybe it's just designed in a different way or manufactured in a different way, but that's a little bit annoying. But aside from that, honestly, the minifigures are great and visually definitely worth the money, so that's kind of my review on that. Now, taking a look at the set itself, this is a really interesting build overall. I definitely think it's very accurate, or at least as accurate as it can be to the show. Again, it is a alt build, not a perfect MOC, and so there's going to be details that are not quite perfectly captured that you would be able to get in a MOC, but it's also really, really cool. So let's take a look at the front side first before we look at anything else. So the front side here, we have this kind of really nice tiled off section, and we have this adjustable little battering ram right here, so you can actually lower it down and then lower it back up, which is really, really neat. You have these 2 kind of cannons as a detail, and then you can notice there, I also have a pilot in there. I didn't review that minifigure because it's actually just a normal ATST minifigure, so I already reviewed that within the last set review that I did, which is the Rogue One ATST, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, it's just that guy, so nothing special about there. You can kind of put anyone you want in there. I just thought it was appropriate because, he's an Imperial driver, so might as well drive this vehicle. Now, taking a look at the kind of sides, you have these pieces representing kind of the wheels, or the treads, I should say. And these are really interesting, very nicely constructed. Love the techniques that he used to kind of give detail around those. Really, really sick. The attachment techniques are honestly really great too. A little bit fragile, I think, on I want to say it's the front ones are a little bit fragile. The back ones are not bad. But yeah, it's really interesting here. You got these kind of panels right here just for the protective covering, I guess, for the tank, which is really cool. And the back side here, you have these 2 red pieces. I guess those are like backup lights or whatever. And then some nice slope in there. And then you have an entire kind of bay right here. And this is where you can put your minifigures. I think Cody designed it so you can put a total of 6 minifigures into this loading zone right here. For me, since I'm using these custom minifigures, These ones right here, you know, I can't actually put 6, not with their weapons anyway. I mean, without the weapons, I could probably put in 6, but with the weapons and everything, it takes a little more space. So I found that I can fit about 3, maybe 4 if I'm pushing it. But yeah, and it's pretty much symmetrical on both sides. So exactly the same as the other side. Really, really neat. Again, this is not a playset. It's more of a mock than anything. So it doesn't really have any crazy features. The one feature that it really does have, aside from the battering ram, is that you can take off this kind of canopy piece right here. It's actually very simple, comes off. It's like a 1-stud connection pretty much on each side. So pretty easy to take off. You have your pilot right there, obviously, your driver. You can actually lift this part up too. You're gonna have to lower the battering ram in order to fully extend. But yeah, right there, you guys, a little control panel as if he's driving. You can actually move these bits just a little bit. There's not too much freedom when it comes to them, but you can move them a little bit. But yeah, kind of putting them right there. You got your driver right here. And then when you want to put the thing back on, all you have to do is lower that. And then you got to put this back in place right there. Pretty simple. Comes very neatly off, but it is like pretty well connected. I just wouldn't lift the entire thing off with that, but you can lift it off. The way I would recommend doing it, the way that I've had most success, is lifting it from the bottom. The problem is that these panels right here are a little bit kind of flimsy, and you can't really hold it from, again, the top because it's going to come off. I guess you could try holding it from like here, from the front side. It's just kind of a weird angle, but yeah, I found the most success just kind of digging up under the bottom. It is a pretty sturdy build overall. Like, it's not going to fall apart on you or anything. So that's really good. And if you want to take a look at the underside right here, you can kind of see there's a small Technic frame. It does look a little bit ugly. I guess you can cover that up if you have some extra pieces or something. I don't really care enough to, but yeah, pretty neat overall. A very nice build. Honestly, I think this is a fantastic build if you want to build like a Ghorman MOC or something. This is honestly great to kind of finalize, you know, the centerpiece. Now, speaking of Ghorman, kind of have all my troops set up to replicate the Ghorman massacre scene. Again, in the real scene, there's probably like, I don't know, maybe 10 soldiers in there. In here, there's only 3, but it looks really, really sick regardless. It looks fantastic. I mean, it's like a hand fitting into a glove, you know? It's just, the troops look so awesome on there. It's fantastic. Really glad I bought these figs. Really glad I made this set. Just looks absolutely fantastic aesthetically. Fits in with the whole Imperial thing. This is going to go great. I think I'm probably going to put it next to my Imperial Armored Marauder, because those two vehicles I absolutely love. Just love the classic Imperial vehicle look. It's sick. And you even have the captain right here. I wish I had a cape or something so that he could actually replicate the guy from the scene, but just have the captain right there and everything, telling his troops like, all right, start moving, you know, go through the crowd. And man, he could replicate the whole Ghorman massacre with this. Really, really sick. So overall, guys, I would rate this MOC a 7 out of 10. I think it is a good MOC. It's a little bit flawed in some ways, you know, as a lot of MOCs are, unfortunately. You know, they don't have the same resources and kind of critical feedback that LEGO has in order to make everything streamlined. But overall, it is really, really nice. I'm glad I made it. The instruction price was very, very fair, and it does look like a great addition to my collection overall. I think if you include the minifigures in here, I'd bump the score up to an 8 out of 10 just because I think it more accurately represents what happened in the Andor scene. But yeah, really nice job by Cody Andor Bricks. Again, definitely highly recommend that if you guys are big fans of Andor to check this MOC out, because it is really, really nice. Again, I think it's a fantastic set, and definitely, you know, show him some love. He probably spent a lot of time designing this and then building it himself. I saw a couple real pictures that he did, you know, because not a lot of MOC builders do that. Sometimes they just design digitally and then never actually build it. So I'm glad he took the time to do that and maybe investigate some of the issues. I know there was a couple he picked up along the way and he fixed those. So that's real nice. Overall, again, great set and everything. Definitely worth the value for sure. And plus, if you get the Sith Infiltrator, you're going to get a SOG Rare minifig. So this is just a kind of nice bonus to go with it, I guess, if you're an Andor fan. Anyway, guys, hope you really enjoyed this review. It's definitely a little bit different than what I usually do. I don't really do MOCs very often. This is my first one, and I'm really glad I did it. Definitely going to be more in the future. I have quite a few that I'm thinking about doing. Got them all lined up. Hint, they are all Andor related, so stay tuned if you're big Andor fans. If not, then that's fine. Maybe I'll do MOCs from some other movie or show someday. But anyway, guys, hope you really enjoyed it. Hope you, liked the kind of experimental video that I did. Please leave me any comments you have in the comment section below, whether it be negative or positive feedback. I kind of read everything and, just want to get an idea of if you guys like this type of content. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing and stay tuned to Mr. Brickswag for more LEGO Star Wars content. Peace out, guys.